Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Got still a few more groups coming. The first group I want to hear from is Room 9, which is Christian, Julissa, and Moses. Um, please be prepared to share what you did. Um, while everybody makes their way back to the main room. All right. So the group of Christian, Julissa, and Moses, who was the project manager in that group?
I was.
Christian was okay, and who was the employee?
Julissa.
And who was? And so we got, I guess, at least one person for the
Yeah,
observer. Moses was the observer. Okay. So whoever wants to take it away, you can do one of two things. You can either act it out, what the scenario looks like, or just talk about, what you did. And whoever wants to take it away from that group, go right ahead.
I can talk about it. So
Sure.
Julissa almost made me cry.
Oh man. All right. Let's hear
That's
why.
actually, yeah, she started talking about what's her family, why she didn't do the work. Um, so what I did is I apologized because I felt that what I did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So we find a good solution because she also said like she was sorry for her lack of work and for didn't communicate with the whole team because she knew she let the whole team down.
Mm-hmm.
But I told her like we're gonna work it out as a team, and the next time she can talk about it. It doesn't matter if she's new to the company, she's part of the team, so we can work it out as a team.
Sounds great. And Jaleesa, what did you say to almost make Christian cry?
I guess it was just the tone of my voice. I was just very I was upset, but I was like apologetic. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's what happens when you have a an actress in your small group. You almost cry during project management class at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, let's hear from room one. Amadul, Ashley, Gavin, and Evelyn. Who was the project manager in that group?
It was me, right?
Great, Amadul. And who was the observer?
Evelyn was, and then I was the employee.
All right, let's hear from you, Ashley, Gavin, as the employee. How did Amadul do as your manager who just lost his temper?
He was understanding. He had apologized, but then explained why he lost his temper, and then I had explained what was going on and some hardships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came to the conclusion that us kind of like not arguing but discussing is not going to get the project done. So then I had asked him if there's a possibility if I and another employee could work together in order to finish what needed to get done before the end of the day.
Oh, excellent. So Ashley was a great team player. She said, "This was my responsibility. I'm still going to get it done. I just need some extra support." So, and Amadul, you were happy with that answer?
For sure, yeah.
All right, excellent. Thank you, group. All right, so here we have a special treat because Manny and David are actually going to act out their conversation. So everyone, get your popcorn and your soda pop and get ready to watch a show. And scene.
Hey Paul, I want to apologize for what happened earlier. You got a minute? I need to talk to you real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I want to know what happened over there. Okay, because when you first came to this company, I give you my name, my number, and my email. And I don't find it fair that because of you, we need to settle straight. Okay, you're an intern, and thanks to the program that you're in, which is called You're Up, you'll be here and you're getting a bad reputation. So I'm gonna need to settle straight and please pay attention, okay? So that being said, what's going on? Go ahead, talk to me.
Okay, so see what had happened is my family recently contracted COVID-19, and it's just, why are you covering your nose? I don't have it. And it's just really hard to deal with these situations. So I just really want to ask if I can get an extended deadline for this project.
Listen, the deadline is today. And I clearly told you that from the beginning, if there's anything going on, to let me know. And you were here doing this.
All right, but I'm letting you know right now.
I told you from the beginning.
Tony,
I'm
but
letting
Tony,
you
he's
know.
here
I'm
with
letting you know right
COVID.
now.
Did you get tested?
I'm not
Maria,
even. I'm
Maria.
not even talking to you.
Maria, I bought your Starbucks, okay? Sit down.
Yeah,
Anyway,
go drink your
so-
Starbucks, please. Get out of here.
anyway,
But he shouldn't be here right now.
Alright.
I'll take his part if you need me to. This is
Hey, you know what?
I
If you
wanna
want to take
go.
my part, I might as well just leave this job then, right? I mean,
Alright,
I'm only an
Paul.
intern, so I mean,
Paul, do me a favor. Get tested. That's number one. And number two, please come back when you have the results and that you're negative. After that, we
okay.
have a real
My
talk with
first
you,
step,
with you,
give
the
me an
program
extended
manager.
deadline on this project, or I'll just
But
go
the
to
deadline
HR and
was
complain about
today.
you. That's why I asked for an extended deadline.
But you're asking it now. You're asking it now when I told you.
Okay, and we're in a
I know the
pandemic, so
deadline.
what do you want me to do?
I'm gonna go step out and get some
Okay,
hand
if I get COVID,
sanitizer.
then
That's what
that-
I'm going to do.
Okay.
Or you know what? I'm
Um,
just gonna step out. I quit. I'm going back to Europe.
Wow, this was more entertaining than yeah. You should cough on him and then leave the room. That's just cold. Well, thank you. Let's go ahead and give a round of applause to what not to do as a manager. But
Yes, please don't act like that.
yes, or as an intern either. Yeah, definitely not. or as Chelsea, the bystander who just says, as long as I have my coffee, I'm happy. Well, thank you all for your acting. That was definitely the best part of my morning by far. I'm not going to even ask if anybody wants to follow that because I know the answer is no. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we got a 5-minute video. Watch that, take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 9:58. Thanks, guys. All right, we're coming up on 9:58. Do me a favor, either in the chat box or raise your hand if you can explain to all of us what you just watched about what a Gantt chart is. But even more than that, why would having a Gantt chart on a project avoid the scenario we just talked about? If there was a Gantt chart on this project, why would it happen that the marketing plan never would have fell apart? We would have had a better pulse on it. Yes, Majida?
So a Gantt chart is where so like on the horizontal line is the time, and on the vertical line is all the tasks that are lined up. And then within that graph, you have bars representing how long each task takes. So there's a specific, so for example, if there's one bar, then another bar follows right after it, depending on what day it will take place and how long it is. And it could prevent like arguments like such as we just saw earlier, because it can help you better manage your time, and it kind of gives you a physical representation of what you have to do and in a timely manner, so you know that you're on top of your tasks and on track of the time as well, and get everything done either prior to the due date or even on the day of, and keep everybody held responsible as well.
Yes, absolutely, Majida. There's certainly some value when everybody sees who's responsible for what, and it's written right there, like in plain language on a piece of paper. Situations like what we described earlier would be much less likely to happen because everybody can see what everyone else is responsible for. Thank you, Ricardo. Who's next?
Yeah, you got David, Andre, and then Hannah.
Okay.
Well, Andre put his hand up, but I don't know if he still wants to go.
Not going? Or?
Yeah, you're going. David.
Okay. So thinking back to what we talked about during the first few minutes of class is monitor and control. So the Gantt chart actually helps you to think through your plan and monitor it during the delivery. So like just like what Majida said, everybody is held responsible for their parts. There's no confusion, and you have everything planned out and concise at the end of the day.
Thank you, David. Hannah, I think you were next.
It was Andre, but I don't know if he still wants to share. He put his hand down.
No, I still like to share. Sorry, I was busy. I had to bring a TV in real quick. So I would like to just piggyback off what my other colleagues were saying. A Gantt chart does establish a formal organization. A lot of the tasks that's also follow behind one of another, they also said was because the completion of one task is highly dependent on the task that was before it. Something else about the Gantt chart is you can add certain milestones in the project just to show how far along your progress is and where to be expected, where your progression of the project is to be expected at.
Thank you, Andre. Hannah, last comment, then we're going to move on.
I think it just sets the guidelines. So just in case there is any way that you can't communicate or miscommunications, you do know what your responsibilities are. It also is like back to what Andre said, and I discussed it with somebody else, but when you know that your task or your responsibilities also affect another person, you're more likely to work harder or to get it done in a more timely fashion than something that you just have to do for personal use or just something that's only your responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gantt chart is really good for that way. We're not going to do this in this class, but we might do this in Mod 3 for Advanced Excel. But you can actually make your own Gantt chart in Excel, which is pretty cool. So this is actually just one I took off the internet, but like this is a sample of one. So I downloaded it today. So it says like the 11/17/20. I can change the name of the task assigned to this person. So I could say like, task 1, the marketing plan, assigned to Paul. And we found out today that Paul's at 0%. So as you can see, like there's no gray here, which is kind of interesting. So what if it was, 10% done? Or that's 1,000% done. We don't want that. But it's just kind of a fun way to play around with it. And then now we can kind of see like when things are due. So the purple line over here, you can see like this should be due on Friday because we will be done with the product by Friday, right? And you can fill in the blanks and go from there, and you work it down all the way down, to different titles, like the different phases, what needs to get done. So I'm actually going to drop this link there if you want to download a Gantt chart. But I highly recommend it to avoid situations like this. And Majida says we had to do it for Kachun's class. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's definitely very complex for sure, but it's a really, really useful tool when you are doing project management because you avoid things like this. Did you guys enjoy the scenarios today? I think they were fun. So it's just an opportunity for you to kind of put your skills to the test. I have one last one, and then we're going to wrap up today's class. Let me go ahead and read it to you.
Ashley Ross has a question there.
Oh, yes. Yeah, please, Ashley, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I was watching the video, I heard that he said that there's 2 different ways to measure the bars. One is from the start of the day to the end of the day, and then in the parallel is like right when that task is done, the other one immediately starts, regardless of if it's a new day or not. So in your opinion, which one is better?
It depends on what the nature of the project is. So if you're doing the waterfall, which is what we're talking about right now, I would imagine that the one where it takes like a longer path where like one person's work is required on another person getting their deliverable done is more important. What he was probably talking about, and I watched the video yesterday, so it's a little bit fuzzy in my mind, but he was probably talking about in the Scrum methodology, which we're going to talk about next week and the week after. You have what are called sprints. So what you'll do in Scrum, as opposed to different than Waterfall, is that in Waterfall, it's a slow, long process to complete a project. In Scrum, you do what's called a sprint, just like how it sounds. You go very, very quickly. So that marketing plan might be like, okay, we're just gonna sit down today for 4 hours. We're just gonna do it. All right, we're just gonna knock it out. It's a sprint. It's gonna complete it today. Whereas waterfall is like, no, this is one person's job. It might take him or her a few weeks to get it done, but they're going to get it done that way. So it depends on what approach you're taking. The more agile approach, which is day by day, or the more long-term waterfall approach, which is what we're discussing right now. So it depends on what methodology you're using.
Thank you, Eric. That answered my question.
You're welcome, Ashley. Great question. Yeah, project management, like I think I've probably said this a million times so far, this mod, it's an art and a science. There's no defined way you have to do it this way. You have to do what's best for the project and for the team that you have. All right. Last scenario, then we'll talk deliverables, then we'll wrap up today's class. Thank you all for being here today. You're on a that your company will use for feedback within the organization. We already know what's going on here. You have a lean team, 4 people, and after a rough morning meeting, that's putting it lightly, your team is finally back on track, but has accepted that it's not going to be feasible to deliver the app this week, and you are going to need at least an extra week of lead time before launch. And you know that the sponsors are going to be upset, but you have to deliver this tough news as a project manager. The project sponsors are Director of People, Juan, and Assistant Director of IT, Phil. You reach out to Phil and Juan to see if you can get a 15-minute status update of the project this afternoon. After some pleasantries, Juan says to you, this week is the week. It's been so long, I cannot wait to roll out our new app. Phil chimes in, absolutely. I knew you were the right person for this job. What day are we going to go live? I need to know when I should order the champagne. And now you have to give them the tough news. Actually, we need another week. So who wants to raise their hand and be the brave soul to say to Juan and Phil, actually, we aren't going to have it done this week. And how are you gonna parse that?
Andre wants to be the brave soul, and then Manny.
All right, Andre, you're first. Let's hear. What are you gonna say to Juan and Phil?
All right. Juan, Phil, oof. How do I put this? You see, what happened was, it turns out that we may need another week for the app to roll out. There were some complications, some unforeseen circumstances. But I just regret to inform you that we need another week.
Thank you, Andre. Clear, to the point, no fluff. This is what it is. I appreciate that. So for Manny, because Manny had to be the drill sergeant on our intern, I think that I should be Juan and Ricardo should be Phil, and Manny's going to be the project manager, and we're going to make it a dialogue. Is that okay, Ricardo?
Yep.
You want to be the good cop or the bad cop, Ricky?
I'll be the good cop. I want to see you be the bad cop, Eric.
Okay. All right, Manny. So I'm gonna finish up the line, and then you're on. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What day are we going live? I need to know what day to order our champagne.
Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Juan.
It's not the morning, it's the afternoon. I don't know why you think it's the morning.
Good afternoon.
Mhm.
Do you remember the episode in The Walking Dead when what's his name, Nicholas throw Noah and Glenn under the bus?
I never saw
Yeah.
the show. I got another meeting in 5 minutes. So what's up? What day are we doing it?
Yeah, can we please
Yeah,
get to the
so
point?
what was I? Okay, so first of all, I want to apologize for the inconvenience.
What inconvenience?
Okay. As you can see, what happened was that Nicholas threw me under the bus.
Who's
So,
Nicholas? He's not on your team.
I'm saying about The Walking Dead, but anyway,
Can we stay on
so
topic?
I don't want to
Come on,
expose.
my meeting's
I
in
don't
three.
wanna-
My meeting's in three
I don't
minutes.
want to
What's going on?
expose. I don't want to expose my intern, but you see, we were supposed to launch it this week, but nothing went as planned. All right, nothing went as planned, and I want to know if you can please give me one more week.
Wait, what? Wait, what? You said I don't want to expose my intern, but nothing went as planned. But you're the project manager, so why did you drop the ball here?
I didn't drop the ball. You see,
But you're the boss, so you dropped the ball, and this was supposed to be done this week, and it's not done. So like you're blaming a 22-year-old intern. Come on, what kind of leader are you?
okay, so it's not that. It's not that. You see,
Phil,
everything
let's
was
keep
planned.
it a notch, and
Everything was planned.
My meeting is in 1 minute. You get better have a good explanation in 60 seconds. Come on.
Okay, so my intern did not tell me what's going on. Okay, that's number one. My intern did not tell me what's going on. And number two, I had to fire that intern. And if you give me 1 more week, I promise you it's gonna happen. If not, you are free to go and not partner with me ever again if I don't get it by next week. You have a deal?
okay, as much
What am I
as
going to tell the CEO when I talk to him in 30 seconds? Phil, you're much better at this than I am. I'm literally so glad we're on Zoom right now because this is really bad.
Oh, that's on you, homie.
What do you think we should do?
hey, so I see that my partner is really stressed right now, but I believe that you should have communicated with us. I am not gonna take, I'm not gonna scream at you or anything, but I believe that you should have communicated with your team. And if you fired your intern, you should have taken the responsibility and
Thank you.
started working on that
Who blames a
part
kid
of
for their
your project
problems?
yourself.
Look,
You are
my
a
intern did
responsible
not tell me
adult.
nothing about it until
Excuse
today.
me, I'm talking. I don't need you to interrupt me. I'm being the nice guy here. We have a week left. I need that project to be done in a week. You fired the intern. You put the responsibility on yourself. So we have a week, and we are gonna order the champagne for Friday at 4 p.m. So we'll see you then when the project is done. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny. What a great team player. Can we hear it for him? You took that very well. Thank you, Phil / Ricardo. We appreciate that as well. Yes, that was definitely my acting coming out. That is not my natural position, as I'm sure all of you know at this point in our relationship. I would love to hear from other people who have their hands up, but for the sake of time, we're going to call that a class. Let me go ahead and put the scenario in. This was a lot of fun today. I just want to do something a little bit different because sometimes we talk about a lot of technical, detailed stuff, but why not just practice a little bit? Mr. Ricky, thank you for being a great assistant instructor. Can you just do me a small favor and read the deliverables?
Yeah, of course. Implementation discussion board respond to at least 2 posts by Thursday. Let's do that, guys, because I forgot last week, and it's a lot. It's pretty bad if you forget on your grade. You forgot about San Fran scenario essay due by 11:59. Catastrophic quality assurance due Thursday at 11:59. We don't have any class on Thursday, but Eric is holding a study group for us, which is optional and will be recorded. And then the midterm will be opened Thursday and is due by 11:59 on Sunday.
Thank you, Ricky. Any questions on deliverables before we officially end? All right. So tomorrow, class time as usual, and then Thursday is the optional study group. Please make sure you respond to your post, and have a great rest of the day. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Eric. Wow.
Thank you, Eric.
When the glasses came off, I got scared.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Usman, you don't have to be scared.
By the way, Paul.
Thanks, Eric.
I'm gonna come after Paul.
They're coming after Paul. Paul messed up big time. He made you look bad.
Listen, where's Paul? Oh, I see Paul.
You can't touch
You want
Paul. He
COVID?
still has to get COVID. I mean, he still
Yo,
has to
you
get
want
tested.
COVID? Yo, you want COVID? You want COVID?
You can't throw COVID at me if I already
Here,
have it.
You got COVID. I already give you COVID. There you go. I already give you COVID.
What happened to the 6 feet apart? Stay in your lanes. Just stay in your lane.
There's no lane when it comes to COVID and Paul.
All right, clearly you getting sick.
All right, we'll both have it then.
On that note, I'm going to close the classroom. See you guys later.
See you.
Bye.